So that is the first time I held her hand and I gave her a kiss.
Did you kiss her on the cheek or the lips? When did you have your heartbreak?
I was robbed at gunpoint and they took away my passport, they took away my clothes. Everything was taken away. I don't see God, I see my wife. I don't see God, I see you.
Why do you think we suffer?
I think only when I die, then I'll be living a fulfilled life. Out with the income, out with the, making impressions. All the pursuit of all these things have to come to an end.
Does it bother you, all these things? What do you call a man who walks the mountains with a guitar in his hand, a song in his soul, and a mission etched into the very marrow of his bones? A preacher? A philosopher? A mischief maker? Or perhaps all of the above? Today's guest isn't just a social worker from Kolkata. He's a seeker, a fellow traveler on the eternal road, a road that leads not just through eastern Himalayas, but deep into the mystery of truth itself. This man's got stories. So buckle up for a soulful ride, because this isn't just an interview. It's a glimpse into the journey that began with a vision and continues to echo in the mountains. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Vikram, and this is Courage Coach. Brother, thank you so much for being with us, and it's an honor to have you.
Hey, it's the same with me. I really feel blessed that I'm sitting here before you. I've seen many of your podcasts and been very interesting.
Thank you, brother.
Learning.
Thank you. Take us back to your growing up years. How was it growing up in Bihar? Or did you spend some time in Bihar, in Bengal?
I am from Bengal. I was born in Bihar.
Right.
And that was because my father and my mother, they were having transferable ministry from in North India.
Okay.
And they came to Bihar, and that is where my brother and myself, we were both born. Within a span of 4 years, they moved to Bengal. Although we are from Bengal, they sort of moved back from the ministerial post to Bengal.
So how was it growing up in Bengal?
I loved it, and I still refer to my Bengali upbringing more fondly than I would not want to exchange it for anything else. Although many people, most people would like to run down the Bengal scenario right now as it's not very down and upgraded like the rest of India. But it still has its old world charm. You can find people who will spend time to talk to you. Even if they don't know you, they will go a little longer to walk with you to your place. And if you come to a new situation, they might even guide you to the address you're looking for.
Well, Bengal has produced some of the most renowned and famous and intellectual people, creative people, and I'm so glad that you bring that legacy with us today in the studio.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Tell us about can we say that music was your first love?
Absolutely, yeah. Right from my childhood, any sound that I would hear, I would interpret it musically. So even the street noise, the horns, during those days there was less cacophony, there was more harmony. And the cacophony is what is prevalent today.
Right.
Yesterday I went to Mussoorie, there was more cacophony than symphony. So I have been growing up with a lot of symphony. So organic horns, like those, those kind of horns that you press, and they are like, fun things.
They are fun.
And they're like tutu horns, you can call them.
Tutu horns.
Yeah. And so those are cute things, I mean, we have put them as showpieces around, exhibitory things.
Yeah.
But I think we should get them back on the road and teach the people to stop blaring their horns for nothing. They just want to have the presence felt on the road that they have this particular vehicle.
That's true.
Yeah.
So when did you pick up the guitar? You are an amazing guitarist. I mean, when did you first pick it up, and how did you?
I never had a guitar in my life. I mean, during my early days,
Okay.
I used to beg, borrow, you know.
And steal?
I used to steal. I would have.
No.
I would have. I didn't have the privilege to do it.
Yeah.
I call it privilege because probably stolen water is sweet, as they say in the Bible, you know. Maybe the stolen guitar would have been more harmonious. Yeah. But yeah, I was surrounded by good music.
Okay.
My father and mother, especially my father, he was a very good, he had a good sense of music, and he would surround us from a childhood. We used to listen to, yeah, gospel music was there, but I somehow didn't go very much for the gospel music. My ears were more picking up sounds of Beatles and Paul Simon Garfunkel. I was picking up sounds from the Shadows and very ancient groups. I'm
Right.
talking about the Western world. Then my grandmother used to play this ancient instrument called the esraj. I do not know whether you know what is an
No,
esraj.
I haven't heard. How does it look?
It looks like a
sound?
sitar, but it is played with a bow.
With a bow.
Yeah, and it has got a crying sound, you know, a wailing sound.
Wailing.
Yeah.
Something like the violin or
Something
viola.
like sarangi, you know. You can
Sarangi.
see.
Oh, yeah. Sarangi is used in old Bollywood
Yeah.
films.
So this is a bigger sarangi, you can say.
Okay.
I'm sure the people who will be watching this may be thinking that I'm saying something wrong, but I'm exactly not able to find the nearest word to it.
Yeah.
But esraj is what most people will understand.
Okay.
Who understand musical instruments in
Right.
Bengal. And that esraj sound
Yeah.
in the morning, my grandmother used to play,
Yeah.
and that would wake me up, and I would still be in a trance, and then music was ingrained into me through that, and Bengal music, especially Tagore, songs by Rabindranath Tagore, and the way it touched my heart
Yeah.
and wove through the nature that surrounded me. There was much more nature then than now. And so there were green grasses and cows grazing on the field.
Right.
And Rabindra Sangeet was being played at the back.
Wow.
And I would often venture out to the village areas. I was more drawn to the village than to the city. So from my childhood, I would just venture out to the village. I didn't have any musical instrument, but I used to carry a radio,
Okay.
a small little transistor radio. So I would tune up musical, stations to hear Rabindra Sangeet.
Yeah.
Sit in the bank of a river and just watch the boats go by and hear Rabindra Sangeet. It was like, beyond description, nostalgic right now. I'm talking about it. And then music started to grow into me. And then later on, I wanted to sound like that or near about that.
Right.
But I had no guitar.
No guitar. Did you know about the guitar then?
Yeah, I knew. I used to see people playing the guitar. And I wanted to have a guitar. But there was a friend who had a guitar in his house, and I would borrow the guitar.
How old were you at that time?
Maybe about 14 or 13.
13, 14.
Yeah, somewhere in that age group.
So you would say at 13, 14, that was the first time you got your hands on a guitar.
Yeah, but nobody to guide me.
Right.
There was no teacher, nothing. There was a school of music. It would cost, huge amount to actually be enrolled into that college. So we were missionary kids. We didn't have money. So I just had to do the twanging sound and try to, do up my own tuning.
Right.
And I did not know even the proper form of tuning, that we use.
The standard tuning.
The standard tuning. So whatever tuning would come up and it would sound acceptable in my ear, I would get stuck there. And then I would try to figure out chords or figure out notes.
Right.
And it took me a while before the buzz sound would smoothen out and my hand became more easy on the guitar.
Yeah.
And then I was reprimanded by one guy. Said, "You're doing it wrong. You have to tune the guitar firstly." So I said, "You teach me." So he showed me how to tune the guitar. And then the first chord I hit was G, the simplest chord, because you can play a G without even playing all the strings.
Right.
Just the third fret
Yeah.
and the first note.
Right.
G was good enough for me. And then I started to innovate the G into more richer form of G, many different
Forms of G.
shapes to give it. And from the very small time, the age of 17, I think, when I came out of Weinberg Allen School, during Weinberg Allen, I was known as the guitarist there. Even yesterday, when I went to visit my old school, they said, "Is that the guitarist? Are you the one who is the guitarist?"
So you were so famous at that time, they remember you till today?
Yeah, because nobody knew how to play the guitar.
At that time?
And I was the only guy, and I really carried my guitar,
Wow. So playing this guitar, how did that, first just absorbing music, listening to the sounds when you woke up in the morning, you heard your grandmother playing the etched?
Yeah.
And then later, getting your hands on a guitar.
Yeah.
How did that shape your journey?
It was a very lonely journey because my music was very much mine.
Okay.
And it was not following a Hotel California format,
Right.
It was not the cover music. I was just trying to create my own music. And most people would tell me it will not work. You will not get any kind of audience by playing those kind of stuff. I said, I do not need an audience. The birds don't fly because they want to be clapped at,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm flying. I'm just playing because I love to hear it.
Right.
People might interpret it as selfish. I'm playing for myself.
Yeah,
actually, maybe I'm playing it for myself because if I do not understand music myself, how can I start to play it and enjoy it? Because probably I should not be playing music. Music should play me.
Wow.
So that
Beautiful.
is where I started to dissect everything differently. People sort of stood back, and I was then the first song I played on the guitar was "I'm Leaving on a Jet Plane" by John Denver.
Wow.
So that was a very emotional song.
When was the time when music started playing you? How old were you?
I think now.
Now?
Most of my life I had to follow the grind, or rather the rote and the routine.
Rote and routine, yeah.
Yeah. But now there is no rote and no routine. I have nobody to attract, nobody to play to. I don't have to earn money through music. I'm just playing music for myself. And so I am discovering music like I've never done before. Music is now playing through me.
This morning you talked a little about being a joker, a rebel. Where did that streak come from?
I think it was in me, in my DNA. My dad was a funny guy. He's always been a funny guy,
So you got your sense of humor from him?
Yeah. I'm sure that has trailed in through my father. One day I was returning back from school, and he was sitting in the veranda up in the house, looked down at me and said that, "So what happened in school?" I said, I had a arithmetic exam today. And so he said, "Did they give the result?" He said, "Yes." "How much was the result?" I said, "I got 38. And our pass mark was 40. So my father got angry, He said, they did not have the mercy to give you 2 more marks. I'll go and talk to the principal.
And he did?
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
He joked on that,
Yeah.
And so
when you say that you're a bit of a joker, can you elaborate, expound on that a bit?
Well, I don't think I can give you a joke and say, so this is a joke or a Sardaji joke or a this and that.
Yeah.
But as I talk to you without the camera, maybe, if I go with you for a ride, and maybe throughout the day when we are sitting in a dhaba, having some food and talking to each other casually, jokes will come out,
They'll fly.
The way I might deal with the waiter, or the way I might deal with some people on the road. Unknown people, I just make connections with them very quickly.
Wow. You make immediate connections?
Yeah, I am very good with that,
Wow. That's
a gift. You have to cut the ice,
Yeah. You went to Weinberg Allen, a boarding school.
Yeah.
And you got into some mischief as well.
Oh, yeah.
You're a bit of a rebel?
Absolutely.
Tell us about that incident that you shared with me
But
off camera.
I tell you,
Yeah.
when I was left in the school by my parents,
Yeah.
in the boarding school, and I saw them from my window leaving me, and then I didn't understand the entire thing. It was difficult for me to process it.
Yeah. How old were you?
I was around 13 years old.
13.
Yeah, 12 or 13. And the reason why I came here was Calcutta was being ravaged by Naxal movement, the Naxalites.
Right.
And they were wanting to have young children of our age,
Recruits.
to recruit them to go into buildings and plant bombs and stuff like that. And my father saw that it was not a good atmosphere in Calcutta to keep me. So they shifted me to this place. And being missionary themselves, they were able to get some scholarship for me. So I was, under grace and mercy of the school, studied there.
Yeah. I remember I also went to Weinberg Allen, of course, much later, many years later.
Yeah.
But I was 7 years old. And 12 is also young, but 7, I still remember the first day when I went there. And I settled my clothes. The ayah was there, and she helped me arrange my clothes and everything. And she asked me, where are your socks? Just remember, like 7 years old. This is like 41 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking for my socks. So I run down to the flat, the field where all the cars were parked. And I'm looking for the Jeep that we had traveled in up to the mountains. And I'm looking, where's that? Because I have to ask my mom, where did you put the socks? And that moment I had a sudden realization that, from today on, I have to take care of my things. There's not going to be any mom or dad or anybody else in the house to tell you, hey, son, this is there or there. You got to take care. And that was at 7.
Exactly.
Till today, I remember that.
Yeah. That's sort of the thing that is rebounding in me, what you said right now. It's when my father and mother left me in the school and saw them going, I felt that I was being abandoned by them.
Yeah.
Like I'm from Calcutta, about 1,500 kilometers from this place.
Right.
And right in the mountains somewhere far up there, they're just leaving me in a haunted house.
Haunted house, yeah.
Yeah, the whole Weinberg Island that time was very old British building.
Old British, and it had this kind of stories, lingering around that this area is haunted and this place is haunted.
Yeah, so those stories didn't trail into me that time because I was newly, the first day in school.
Yeah.
And the day I was given my bed and I was putting my box under the thing, and then suddenly I was surrounded by around at least 12 or 13 kids from my dorm.
Yeah.
And they threw me on the bed and they started to pile on me one by one.
Oh.
They fell on me and piled. They started to drag me. So I was really, I did not know how to handle dragging.
Yeah.
Because it never happened to me before.
Yeah.
But then when this repeated for some time, over the few days, I didn't have sleep or anything like that. I couldn't complain to any seniors.
Right.
So I had to self-modify myself,
Self-modify.
Just toughen up. And I would not take any of this thing lying down, just I had to be robust.
I think so. I can totally understand that, because with me as well, I had to toughen up, and there's a survival instinct that kicks in.
Yeah.
And I remember the first night we slept in the dorm. It was a huge hall with at least 40 children in that room.
Yes, exactly.
7, 8 or something like that. And the worst thing was, the first night I went to bed on that metal bunk bed on the lower part of that. I had another boy. You had these metal ones, bunk beds. And when the lights went out, you heard this thing starting murmuring. And suddenly, when you have like 30, 40, I went crazy, and then I couldn't hold my tears and started crying.
Wow.
I just turned myself, went on my stomach, and just buried my head on the pillow and made it wet with tears.
Amazing. Yeah. This, yeah, it happened like that
Yeah.
the first day, and few days in the beginning, it was more or less like I was being haunted.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
more than the house being haunted, I was being haunted.
You were being
by
haunted.
these. When will they come and
Yeah.
throw me on the bed again? You know,
Yeah.
and so I started to toughen up myself, and
Yeah.
I countered them.
Yeah. Okay. How long did it take till you became you took a stand for yourself?
Yeah, because I think the Mr. Major, who was the
Yeah.
the dean, or rather, who was the
matron.
Matron.
Or the warden.
Yeah,
Warden, matron. Yeah.
he wanted to check on me and said that, is everything okay?
Yeah.
I said, sir, nothing is okay.
Yeah.
I want to be separated from here.
Yeah.
Why? So then I explained. Then all those guys who had fallen on me was looking at me with threat,
Yeah.
because I'm going to tell on them, but then I didn't spill any names. And then he told me, you got to toughen up, boy.
Oh.
This is a boys' dorm. It's not a sissy's dorm. You could toughen up.
Yeah.
So it started to work slowly into me.
Yeah.
And I became part of the gang also.
Well, do you remember
New
any?
students would come, okay, listen, I'm going to check you out.
Do you remember any mischief that you did with your gang?
No, I did personal mischiefs. I didn't do
Yeah.
any gang mischief.
Like what?
Yeah, I would just tie the hairs of two girls sitting in front of me, tie them together, and then while they're singing, he promised never to leave me alone. No, never alone. And then let us all stand up and sing this song. And they're like getting stuck in. And I would have fun looking at that. And then there would be communion service in Union Chapel where we would go. And I loved the syrup,
Oh.
I didn't understand communion,
Yeah.
what is this blood of Jesus and shed for you, and the body of Christ, the broken for you.
Yeah.
I said, okay, let it be broken and let it be shed, but I need to have that syrup,
you were after the syrup.
Yeah. And it was not syrup, it was wine. It was
Real wine.
real wine. It was
During
good.
those days, they served you wine, right?
Yeah. So in Union Chapel, it was more the CNI under the Church of North India.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, we are from the more conservative,
Right.
Pentecostal or Baptist background. People are not into this alcoholic
Right.
things. But there it was.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to be part of the CNI. I wanted to convert from Pentecostal to
Pentecostal
CNI
to CNI.
because of the wine.
Amazing.
So anyway, that was fun.
Yeah.
But then I realized it is all transient. Everything
It's
is
transient, yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
When did you fall in love? When was your first love?
That was when I was in class 10. Or I
Around
would say,
15, 16 years old?
no, I was already 15,
15.
but I did not disclose.
Okay.
I secretly loved this girl
Okay. How did it happen?
In
Was
the
she in your
class.
class?
in my class, yeah.
How did you spot her? When was the first time you noticed her?
I noticed her while I was, you see, I joined in class 7 and I failed.
Okay.
So I repeated class 7.
Right.
So I caught up with, the girl
Yeah.
and her classmates caught up with me.
Okay.
So on the repetition of that class, I noticed her. So it was class 7 that I noticed her. But, those emotions, we were not so advanced during those days, okay? So I think we were very slow in many things. Naturally that way, organically, we were not, we were also in a Christian upbringing, we were told not to look at girls, be away and all that. So I somehow felt something happening in me. I would want to see her, look at
Right.
her all the time. And I would like to, just look, that's all. And I didn't have the, some people are soft that I was inattentive. Said, Dilip, what's happening with you? There's something
Yeah.
is coming on you, taking over you.
Oh, people noticed that. Your friends
my
around.
classmates.
Okay.
Especially because we were co-educated in school, there were some girls who actually could read that much easier. So they asked me, "What's wrong, Dilip? You want us to help you?" You know. So do you like somebody? We can talk to that person and help you to, befriend her.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I don't know anything. I don't know. I'm just looking at I'm just thinking about something, trying to avoid this issue.
Yeah.
But then when I came from class 7 to class 8, and then from 8 to 9, that is when I saw that she was not, and she was a day scholar.
Okay,
so I would follow her after the school was over. I would follow her to the gate.
Okay.
After the principal's office. Right to the gate. And I would look from a distance. I would not want her to know that I'm looking at her, because I didn't want her to think that I'm spying on her. So she would start to walk up to Weinberg, and then beyond that to a house called Belvedere Cottage, which is still there. And that's where she would stay. But I never followed her all the way. It was later on that when there was school excursion, then I got to know that she'd stay there. Some of the classmates told me, Then.
So she was not in the boarding school. She was
a day scholar.
She was a day scholar.
And she was a Garhwali.
She was a Garhwali, living with her parents.
Living with her parents? No. Living with her mother and her elder brother and her elder sister. And the story with her is that her father was in the army. He was a pilot.
Oh.
He had died, but the wife was completely shattered with the story of her husband being killed. She would not accept that story. So she went out of her mind.
Oh, man.
And she would just walk around without any, aim. She was aimless, talking to the wall, talking to herself, talking to people on the road without actually talking to them. So it was a little bit like that. And then...
Then who took care of her,
The girls, and because she was with her children.
Son. No, I mean this girl that you noticed, if her mom was out of her mind, then who took...
Not totally out of her mind, but she had that phase.
She has a phase, okay. But she was able to raise her kids.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But she was, because being a Gerola, their Garhwali title is Gerola.
Gerola.
And Gerolas are Brahmins. And being a Brahmin Gerola, she didn't want her daughter to have anything to do with a Christian guy. Because when she got to know later on, because it was in class 10, in a social event, that I had the guts to
talk to her.
Was
that the first time you talked to her?
The school students, my classmates, made a prank on me, and they put my seat next to her.
Okay.
It was allotted that way.
Okay.
And the teacher knew it, because teacher also supported that thing, He thought that let them they're old enough to now get to know each other.
Right.
So the social event is when there is no pressure. There is no educational pressure. There is no pressure as such that I need to give an explanation about this and that. But it was very much controlled, under observation. But I was allowed to sit next to her. And she also started to look at me and smile. And I couldn't understand. And one girl told me, "Look at her, she's smiling at you." So I looked at her and I saw that that means she somehow likes me, there is something happening here. Then they told us that as she goes out of the school, you can walk up. We are going to follow you. You can walk up to a point, leave her to that point, and then you can come back. So that is the first time I held her hand and I gave her a kiss.
What was the first thing you told her? How did you break the ice?
Just, in India, we do not use words so much, She just knew my touch, my eyes, my smile, and then the way I held her hand, language was useless then.
Irrelevant.
Yeah. So we knew.
So without speaking a single word, you meet this girl for the first time where you're sitting next to each other in a social event, and then you walk her to a certain point, and during those moments until you see her off, you hold her hand, you have the most romantic walk up to the gate, and then you say you see her off with a kiss. Did you kiss her on the cheek or the lips?
No, on the cheek. On the cheek. Because I was still conservative in my mind.
Oh, it was. Yeah, I bet it was conservative at that time. What was her response?
Her response was that, I wish you'd kissed me on my lips. That was 3 days later. You know.
How did it come out? Did she say that to you?
She said that, yeah.
She said that to you. 3 days later, she tells you, Dilip, I wish you had kissed me on my lips.
Yes, she said that I loved you from the very day you started to look at me. I started to love you, but I never told you. I just wanted you to understand the language of love that I am trying to communicate you in the silence. So that happened.
When did you have your heartbreak?
You know, because after that, I came back home, and the class 11, throughout class 11, there was a farewell.
Yeah.
The end of the year, there was a farewell, and their farewell, they asked me to sing a song. And I was not able to sing a song because I know I'm going to see her the last time now, you know.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go back to Calcutta, and it'll be very strenuous for me to actually sing before a school full of children and staff and teachers. But then they forced me. Said, no, you got to sing. Doesn't matter how nervous you feel, just sing. So there was an Anglo-Indian girl who in my class, her name was Sharon Turner. She prodded me, you know. She encouraged me. And then I sat on the piano. And my first time I sat on the piano and I started to play on the piano. Somehow, although guitar was my first instrument, I started to play the piano. I had been messing around with the piano before, but that day I just started to play.
Intuitively.
I was amazed at how am I playing this and in what song I sang. Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
Wow.
By R. Garfunkel.
That song. Bridge Over Troubled Waters,
And I dared not look at this girl. You know, I don't want to tell her name. Say her name. Yeah. So I knew there was a long-lasting bond here happening. So there was a lot of pain in my heart. Does she love me? Does she not? Does she love me? Does she not? Because although she has given me the right signals, but you know, being a man, I need my assurance, you know. I need to know that I'm the king, you know, and I am the adored one. You know, somehow some kind of narcissistic longing to be appreciated by her. Although I knew that, what am I going to be appreciated for? I'm not a nice-looking guy and all that. But there was immaterial. She said all those things are immaterial. I just love you. And she started to write to me.
When you were back home?
Back home. We used to, and Indian letter forms.
Right.
That would be pasted like that with a stamp on.
It would take days.
The days, Say around 15 to 20 days it would come to my house. And I would be going every day to the post box to check for mail. And then, it lasted for, and then I went to, England. And,
after your school?
Yeah, I went to England to Bible school. And because she was so much on my mind, I shut out all possibilities of making any, you know, female friendship abroad.
Okay.
Because my mind was so occupied with this girl. And then when I came back from England, I had an opportunity to go to a bigger Bible school in America. So that is where I stayed for about 2 years.
Okay.
And then on the way back, I was in Israel. I went there to visit as a tourist. And on the third day of visiting Israel with my jeep, with an army jeep, I was robbed at gunpoint. And they took away my passport, they took away my clothes. Everything was taken away because we had come to this place called Khadera. It's a sea beach, Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
And it was hot.
Yeah.
So we were driving through South Israel to North Israel. So we wanted to take bath in the sea. So while we were there, while the jeep was being driven, we had, got into our swimming trunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And taking turns to drive. And when we were in the water, one of my friends, he told me, Dilip, why don't you get the frisbee? Let's play the frisbee on. When I came to the jeep, guns were pointed to my head, stuck to my head and said, whatever you got, you give us, okay? So they shot on the ground to show that it's not a joke. So
Who were these people?
they were actually Arabs who were living in Israel. They were part of the, because Israel was open during those days,
Right.
So they had a lot of Arabs working in Israel. So they wanted some prisoners of war to be released. So they took my passport, my money, and everything. That's all. They didn't capture. Didn't take me, but they left me without any of my clothes, and my money, and my passport.
What was going on in your mind when they did that?
Everything went in a fizz. It was just a fizz, and I just didn't understand how to process it.
And when did you come to the realization what has happened to you?
Yeah, it was much later. And when I shared everything, the rest of my friends were also in the same situation. So we were taken to the Israeli police, and they gave us clothes to wear.
You had nothing. You
we
were just in your
only
swimming
had
trunks.
Swimming trunks. And so then I remembered my passport number. So that's how I got, reference. But being an Indian in the year 1977, there was no diplomatic relationship between India and Israel. India did not recognize Israel as a state. So I didn't have any diplomatic office to refer to. So I went to the British embassy. That's what the police told me. The intelligence in Israel said, you go to the British embassy.
Yeah.
So I went to the British consulate. I told them the story, and they said that, okay, we will process your request and your report to the London High Commissioner of Indian High Commissioner in London, and they will send your information to Delhi, and from Delhi it should come to Calcutta. And then you have just got to wait when they will give you a new passport, so that you can travel again. But till then, you are stuck in this country.
How long were you stuck?
More than a year.
More than a year. And how did you survive?
Kibbutz.
Kibbutz.
Yeah, they put me in a kibbutz.
Yeah.
It was an army kibbutz. So during that year, I think a little more than 1 year. And during that 1 year, more than a year, I learned how to drive the tractor, small aircraft. I learned to do a lot of crazy things. Clean guns, and understand farming, drive those tractors and put those sprinklers and the pipes to the back in the truck, in the racks of the trailer. And I worked hard. And to earn my pocket money, I would take my guitar. I had a guitar. I had the guitar, and I took the guitar. I would sit in Tel Aviv on the marketplace, and I would play the guitar and sing, and I would be given some money on the
Just busking.
yeah busking yeah.
Wow. That's very courageous. Like when this happened and you joined, you were at kibbutz,
Yeah.
weren't you afraid?
I do not know. I think I was too immature to understand fear. And I think maybe it was a blessing that fear did not register in me in that way. I said, this is what I deserve. I didn't have this understanding of entitlement. Like when I came from America, I was very entitled. America put that in me. You're entitled. I mean, America didn't put it in me, but I found Americans, they behave that they're very entitled. And so that particular thing was missing in me. I thought that I'm worth this kind of thing, that this is what has come to me. You know, I always felt guilty because from the very beginning, like in school, doing wrong things, being caught, guilty.
Guilty.
Back in home, my father and mother, bad guy, guilty. You know, I bunked my class one day in Brian Regalan, and I gave the teacher some magazine to read because he was a very lazy teacher. He was just monitoring the class. He wanted to have a magazine to read, and he used to get magazines from the library, and we would put him in his table, and he would read. And while he's reading, I would jump out of the window with another guy. His name was Shane. We were close guys, and we would go up the stairs near the hospital, and behind the hospital there was some jhari, you know, some bush, and we were lighting up bidis, you know, and trying to discover the ways of the world. And we were caught, we were reprimanded, we were given our punishment.
Where did that guilt thing come from?
Yeah, they'll guilt. Every time I'm doing something wrong. I'm wrong. This is something you should not do.
Did it start from home?
I think it did start from home, but it was not that cultured.
Okay.
This became more something that, and because me being from, being a sponsored child, the guilt was more driven into me. The other students and the teachers would treat me in a way that you're a sponsored child, so you don't expect any justice for you, okay, so quickly.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't expect anything. I didn't have entitlement mindset at all.
Yeah.
It's because if I had entitlement mindset, or if I was easily offended, then I think I would have been in fear factor also. It would work in me.
Right. So you had no entitlement?
No.
Okay, let's come back. This is beautiful, wonderful story, very exciting and engaging. Let's come back. You end school, you go to UK first, then you go to US, America, and then from there you end up in Israel. And because
but before that, I was in Germany.
Oh, you were in Germany
for
as well?
3 months. Yeah.
So from between when? Between you after UK, America, or when?
Yeah, no, after UK, I came back to India.
Okay.
After a year, I went to USA.
Okay.
I stayed there for 2 years. And on my way back, I wanted to get to, my father said, why don't you come through Germany? I have a lot of friends there, you know. So my father, our mission was sponsored by many German people. So I went to those churches.
Right.
And then Hamburg. And Hanover. And, you know, the name of this place, I forget the name of this place.
Dresden?
Stuttgart, yeah.
Stuttgart, yeah. That's where I'm
Düsseldorf.
from. Düsseldorf, yeah.
I remember the name of the street also, Kurfürstenstraße, you know. You know. So that is where I learned to be on my own.
Okay, how long were you there?
3 months.
3 months.
So I had to speak in German. I had to learn the language.
Yeah.
You had to learn the language. Because being trained in English, trained in Weimar school, the English language was ingrained into me in a way that I could refer to German words.
Right.
It was not very estranged from the English language.
Right.
It was very close. I think Finland is the country where English doesn't help.
No, it's totally different.
Yeah, it's a Mongolian language rather. But German still had, you know.
Yeah.
And it was easier to understand because they spoke more in blocks.
Blocks, yeah.
Rather than
staccato.
Staccato. It's like, you know, to me, when I came to Germany first, it was like people are speaking in concrete.
Concrete.
You know, and you can chop you can chop the words with a butcher's knife, you know.
That's a beautiful way.
Zack, 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 you know. Achtung.
Achtung.
Warum? And there were some other words which I don't want to say in the interview, which is, I think you would know. Those are some words that foreigners are taught when they come to Germany by young kids.
Yeah. So, you know what my first word was when I arrived in Germany? Darmspiegelung.
Oh.
Darmspiegelung. Darm is your stomach.
Yeah.
And it is that wire that goes up your back to investigate the inside of your gut.
Did somebody teach you that?
No. The guy said, learn this. And I learned it diligently. Then I went and asked my wife, you know, what does it mean? And she told me.
And then she reprimanded you.
Oh, great word.
Yeah.
I'm off to a good start.
Anyway, so I was working with Teen Challenge, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Found work there. David Wilkerson's Teen Challenge. And then I wanted to go to Israel, but my passport did not allow me to go to Israel. Okay. It had a prohibition of South Africa, Rhodesia, and Germany. Israel.
Israel.
So these three countries were not prohibited.
If you had been to Germany.
No. It's just that from India, my passport was stamped that all countries in the world except
these three:
South Africa, Rhodesia, and
Germany,
and Israel.
Okay.
So I went to the German consulate there in Bonn. I went to Bonn, and I went to the Indian High Commissioner there.
Yeah.
I said, can you allow me to? I'm a Christian. I need to visit my holy land.
Yeah.
I used that sentiment, you know.
Yeah.
So there is people from Islamic people go to Mecca, you know.
Yeah.
Hindus go to Benares. Christians should go to Jerusalem, you know, at least to see where Jesus was crucified, you know. So I worked that sentiment up there, and they said, well, we can think about. So there was some kind of money transaction happening there. Some Deutsche Mark was exchanged, and they removed the, prohibition for Israel. And I was given permission to go to Israel.
Wow.
And I probably the first Indian guy during that time to actually arrive in Israel with an Indian passport.
You were the only Indian guy after Israel became a state.
Yeah.
Wow.
So at the immigration in I think I landed in Tel Aviv. Yes, they were so advanced that they had copied my entire passport.
Wow.
At the immigration. I do not know whether there was Xerox during those days, but they had a way to copy my entire thing. So when I was robbed, and I gave them the passport number, they were able to retrieve the duplicate for me. Wow. So I had a duplicate passport, but that was not good enough for me to travel by because just some Xerox print.
Okay.
It was just pieces of paper, not a book.
Right.
So that's how it worked.
Let's come back to your story with that girl. After you left school, you went away. Did you stay in touch?
No.
Not at all?
No. So I was always longing for her, although when I went abroad, there was no letters coming.
Yeah.
So when I came back, after that, I'm talking about the year 77, I was in Europe and Israel, and I think it was the year 81, 82.
Yeah.
So around 6 years had passed.
Yeah.
And I was getting very desperate to. My father asked me, "Who is this girl?" She's a Garhwali girl.
Was she writing to you in Calcutta?
Yeah. When I was in Calcutta. Then once when I was in Mussoorie, even after that, my father wanted to meet her.
Oh, okay.
So my father came to Mussoorie.
With you?
Yeah. No, I was there.
Oh, when you were at school?
Yeah, when I was... No, I had passed from school.
Yeah.
But I was there for graduation kind of thing, there was another meeting. Later on, I traveled back to Mussoorie, and that is the time I stayed in Mussoorie.
For a while.
Yeah, for a while. That is, I'm going back. So that is when my father came and visited me, and he wanted to meet
The girl.
And I called her, and she met him with a head down. But my father put her hand on her head, blessed her, and that's it. There was no, no communication of that, oh, I think you are in love with my daughter's son, or my son loves you. It was obvious, a lot of things are unsaid.
Yeah.
So we allow providence to take care of things. If I was not meant to be with her, it had to work out that way.
When was the last time you saw her?
I'll tell you. Yeah, so that was 82 when my father said, go and get her. If you really, really want to marry her. I know she's not a Christian. We might have to explain many things to many people, but the way you're rotting here, with the kind of...
What was happening?
I was getting very depressed, very depressed. I was,
really?
In a way, I was going into wrong kind of trends, like drugs and stuff like that. Because my attachment to her was so strong, and I got to the point that my parents were not allowing me to marry her. So my father saw me, and he was very compassionate and said, out of compassion, go and get her. So I went to Mussoorie to get her. That was in the year 83, I think. I went to go and get her.
Yeah.
And when I went to get her, I saw that she was already married.
Oh.
She did not tell me that. And that really wrecked me up, And so that pushed me into smoking and drinking a lot. I left my commitment to Christ and all that. I just slipped off into a
abyss.
Yeah, sort of thing. It was my brother and my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law is Swedish. My brother they live in Sweden.
Okay.
But they were in Calcutta at that time. It was through them and their prayers with me and their empathy for my situation that brought me back to Jesus. So I give that credit to my brother's testimony that he used on my life. So I came back to Christ, and then 30...
How long were you in this deep hole after you got to know she's married and you came back? How long were those dark years?
Maybe 1 year, 1.5 years. But it was still there, although it was there. But then there was a pastor from Sweden who came to our house.
Yeah.
He came to our house in the year 85. 83 was when I last saw my wife, saw that girl.
83.
83. 85 was when when Pastor Eric Edin from Sweden came to... He was a good friend of my father. My father used to speak in his church. The church was known as Yavle. Javele. So that's
Yavle.
Yavle. And it was a Philadelphia group of churches, because they have two groups. One is Smyrna, one is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So he used to come to our house. Very loving, elderly man. And he told me, Dilip, you're not married. What is happening with you? He say, there is a girl right under your nose, and you're hunting all over the world for a girl to marry. But there is a girl right under your nose. And in my church, a girl who had seen from my childhood, who I never actually thought in a different way. Because I would compare everybody with my former one.
Of course, yeah.
But this girl was somehow because what he said, it started to work in my mind, and I started to notice her.
Yeah.
I didn't know, I knew her, I've seen her,
Yeah.
spoken to her, we have talked to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, talked to each other in a group also, but I've never noticed her as such.
Yeah.
But this noticing her happened because of this man who spoke to me. And I interpret that as the voice of the Lord speaking to me about
Yeah.
this girl who I'm married to now,
Okay. And
the last
this was
38 years.
where was this in Sweden?
No, Bengali girl.
In Calcutta.
Yeah, in Calcutta. So her name is Sharmila, and
Today she's your wife.
she is my wife. And God has blessed us with two beautiful children. One is Roshan, who at the moment is 34, and my daughter, Rael, who is traveling with me now, looking for a possible opening in Dehradun or Mussoorie for a teaching job, because she's a very qualified teacher and good singer also, and learning guitar.
Can I ask you something? And feel free if you don't want to answer this. Does it still hurt inside?
No, it does not. It does not hurt. In fact, after 34 years, she reconnected with me through Facebook. And she told me her story, and that took away that possible, my portion in her away. Because her life is something that you would not want to be part of. She has lost her. She had a daughter from her husband, who is a captain in the army. And she had as a daughter and a son. The daughter died at the age of 24 in her peak career. And it is probably some kind of, shady work that happened, because of which she's no more. And she is completely shattered. So there is much more to this story.
How is she doing today?
Tomorrow we are going to meet her.
Oh, after how long?
35 years, I think.
35 years, and you're going to see her tomorrow?
Yeah. She stays in Dehradun.
Wow. How are you feeling right now? Or
see, my daughter is with me. The love of my wife has covered me, healed me. I am looking at her more as an old associate who I had felt something about back then. She has grown, she has matured, she has aged. I've also grown, matured, aged. We have got our physical issues now, And my physical issues, the pains that I feel in my body are so immediate that backlog pains are more obscure, more or less.
Obscure,
I would be frank in this.
Okay.
Because if I don't have pain in my body, in my heart, I may be having time to think about those things.
Right.
But my wife's love for me and her dedication for me, and she is an orphan. Why should I, mistreat her for a thing that never happened in my life, never took place, rather in marriage. But this girl has married me. She has left her brothers and sisters and everybody. She's completely, there's nobody in the world except me. Her world spins around me. And
all
how
of
can
them,
I?
yeah. That's true. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
What was that?
No, I wanted to say all these experiences, especially very intense experiences in our life, shape our understanding of love, attachment, and even God.
True.
How did that change you? That intense love, first time in your life.
I don't see God. I see my wife. I don't see God. I see you. So my connection with human beings, and not necessarily Christian, anybody. In fact, I can openly tell you, I have experienced more empathy from non-Christians than from Christians.
Why is that?
More empathy, much more empathy, because there is no tag, there is no labeling. Oh, you should. We need to pray with you. We need to pray for you. Kind of top-down kind of thing. It was never like that. I go to a friend's place. They offer me tea and coffee, and I'm sitting there. What's happening, Dilip? So tell me what's happening. How's the family? What's the work going like? So why don't you come with your family? That's it. I mean, plain and simple. I mean, what you believe and what you don't believe is not the part of the conversation. Who you are is part of the conversation. Because, we have two things. One is facts that are associated with evidences, and then opinions that produce our so-called facts, which are not facts actually, because we have opinions on certain things. So you can say the stone is holy because Jesus stood on that stone or something. So there's a story woven around that stone that makes the stone holy. So it's a story that we are fighting over. The entire world is fighting over a story. My story is more credible than yours. So you need to be terminated. So that is how the world is functioning today. My God is more real than yours, because the story about my God is more believable than your God. Now, I don't know. I find that very, very confusing. I find labels are not what Jesus was after. He was after character. He didn't say you shall know them by their sermons or by their theological, doctrinal, understanding. He said that you shall know them by their fruits.
By the fruits, yeah.
I have seen many drunkards and many people who are very abusive also, jumping at the moment of emergency and taking people on the road from accident spots to the hospital, doing everything possible with all their financial possibilities.
Like the Good Samaritan.
Yeah, they know they're known as foul characters.
In the world's eyes.
But in the time of emergency, they're the ones who are there.
First one to jump.
At the side of the, unwanted. So it's not about label for me, it's about character. It's about who you are. And who you are can only be known when you're bitten. The Lord says, taste and see that the Lord is good. So you have to taste. So if you want to taste an apple, you cannot lick it. You have to bite it. So biting is persecution. Biting is torture for the apple. Not for the person who is biting, but for the apple is persecution. So God says, bite me. Chew me and see. Now, in this world right now, today, we are in the church concept. We consider ourselves to be the body of Christ. Church is the body of Christ. And the body of Christ was hung on the cross. He was bitten and blood flew out of his body. Today, the body does not want to be bitten. That is, we don't want to be persecuted. So how will the world know that the Lord is good? When the church is wanting to remain intact. Now you need to be shredded into pieces. Then only the world will know that. Unless and until the final suffering comes to us, we don't even know who we are. The same thing what Ignatius said when he was being attacked by the lion at the Roman amphitheater when he was thrown in front of the lion. He was challenged to deny Christ. When the lion bit him, he says, "Today I'm becoming a Christian."
Why do you think we suffer?
I think many reasons. Some I would like to go through. The first part is foolishness. Our emphasis on things which are very stupid. Second would be emphasis on me. If my telephone is taken away, me is suffering. Why am I attached? Why am I so attached to my phone? It's so that when my phone is taken away by stolen or something, I'm like out of my senses. I'm suffering in a way that I am completely, because
It's
of my
the concept
attachment.
of attachment.
Totally
attachment to
attached.
materialistic things.
Attachment to anything, Attachment to anything.
When was the first time in your life you felt deep sadness? Was it after you broke up with a girl?
No, I think deep sadness was when I lost my grandmother.
The first time?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was maybe... no. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Because my grandmother was alive even after I came back from the rejection, And I came back from Bible school, came back from Israel, came back from USA. I came back from Mussoorie. The entire episode of Mussoorie was...
So you would say that when you parted with that girl, you had that
It was
sad...
first time, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And was it
Strange kind of feeling.
very strange feeling, yeah? Emptiness.
Yeah. Yeah, emptiness. See, I think these are more Western terminologies like emptiness, and because we are sad and we are sad. We do not define it, so much. I'm still thinking like an Indian, thinking not like a Western man. I am thinking more Indian. I've never analyzed my sadness. Just like I've never analyzed my joys. I have always been sad and been happy. I have not analyzed them. So it has never been a kind of a, point of conversation. So it's probably the first time I'm being asked a question where sadness has to be explained in a analytical way, which is not something I'm used to. But I'll still go along with the question because I want to help in the interview. That sadness, like you talked about happiness, right? I mean, before that, what makes you sad or fearful or something? You asked me, and I answered you certain things like it's stupid, foolishness. What was the question? I forgot.
Oh, I don't remember what you are referring to. But let me elaborate.
Back.
What I don't mean is that kind of sadness. Some people, I'm referring, of course, I'm standing at this point of view in the timeline of mankind, and I'm looking back at your life in the sense of what a lot of young people are going through. And so much so that it hampers them. And in your case, what I can see is the time when you came back and you fell into drugs and you were so downtrodden that your father, looking at your state, said, "Son, go and get her."
Yeah.
Which didn't work out well. And now, long story, like everything worked out well in the end and you are with the person you were meant to be.
Yeah.
But what I mean is that kind of thing that paralyzes you, not just analyze, but something that paralyzes you, that even though you're not analyzing it, but the people around you say, "Hey, Dilip is going through something." That kind of thing. And because our show is called Courage Coach, and I want to help a lot of people who are going through mental struggles. I've gone through depression.
To help in this situation, it's a very cold steel decision you need to make, like you want to quit cigarette.
Yeah.
want to quit drugs, or you want to. It's not. In my case, it's not tapered down from so much dose and less dose and less dose and less dose. It's never. It's like I'm allowing you to do wrong things, but I'm allowing you to do less wrong things. It's not good. It's the conviction of doing the wrong thing has to eat you up in such a way that you want to make this about turn, and it's going to be a cold, steel, crude decision that I will not from tomorrow smoke at all. I don't care whether it rattles me, it disturbs my friendship with people. If people offer me and I don't take a cigarette, I'm losing bonds or something, bonding. I'm not going to take those things.
I'm reminded of when you say you need to take that steel-cold decision.
Yeah, crude decision.
Crude decision. I'm reminded of one moment in the Bible when David had to bear the consequences, and through Prophet Nathan, if I'm correct, if I'm not wrong, it was Prophet Nathan who comes to him and said, because you committed adultery with Bathsheba, the fruit from that coming together is going to die. And he goes in mourning, he goes and prays, he puts on the sackcloth and he prays and all, but only until when he gets the news and when he realizes, okay, the baby's no more now, he's died, he makes that crude decision. He gets up, washes himself, and he asks for his servants to be served food. And so I think that kind of
exactly.
turn has to be done.
Yeah.
When you make that shift in the mind, here it might not be a prophet, but it's that metaphor, when you say, okay, I take that decision, no more crying, weeping, and regretting the past. Get up, get your act together, and make a change.
Yeah. Do the right thing. Be a man.
Be a man, yeah.
That's a very Chinese proverb, be a man, do the right thing. So in this case, I would suggest to any young person who is hearing me on this show that people, the more you attach yourself to something, because nothing is mine. Even the skin on my body doesn't belong to me. It's peeling off every second. When I sweat, when I'm, you cannot see it. It's micro,
Yeah, of
it's
course.
so micro that you cannot see it. But we are changing.
We're changing.
I had head full of hair like Sai Baba before. Now I'm waving off, So it's like that, things change. But, the crude decision has to be made by the man. Nobody can make the crude decision for you. So a person who wants to get out of drug, he has to start to hate it. It's a righteous hatred.
Did you take that crude decision?
I did.
When was that? What made you that?
It was in the year, it was, I would not remember the exact year, but I made that very strong decision.
What prompted you to it?
My attachment to myself is harming others around me. Why are they responsible for my mess? I'm responsible for my mess. I made the mess. I'm in the mess. I need to clean up my mess. I don't want a horde of servants like my wife or my parents to be servants around me to clean up my mess for me. I have to make that decision to clean up my mess.
So you took up, you owned your responsibility to change yourself.
Just like King David in Psalm chapter 32, he says, I did not hide my sins from you. I came to you, I confessed everything before you, and you forgave me. There was no bloodshed. There was no lamb that was slain. There was just pure confession. And God forgave him. And thou didst forgive me. Of the assurance of forgiveness. So, if God is my Father, I am able to talk to Him, and argue with Him, crib with Him, disagree with Him, question Him, because He's my Father. Don't tell me that you're just supposed to believe and just say yes, yes, yes. He has not made a zombie out of me, He's made a son out of me. So a son will ask questions. And I'm not looking for favors with God to asked questions and we threatened with hellfire and the obedience meriting lure of heaven.
So when you made this change, brother, did you feel any struggle of holding any force holding you back, or were you free when you made that change and you acted on it?
It was very difficult. All the forces in the world will go against you.
Like what?
Like friends, your social image, taunts from people. Oh, you made the decision many times. You will never succeed. Oh, come on. And when you succeed, you will be holier than thou and all that kind of thing. Psychology will work on you. So don't even try to try that, So you just have to be very deaf to those things.
So once you tried, did you think you stumbled?
I stumbled till I heard a particular verse from the Bible. Thou didst love righteousness and hateth iniquity. So in one verse, love and hate are together. So we are preaching a lot about the love of God, but we have to stop preaching about the love of God. We have to start preaching the hatred of God because he hated iniquity. So when the mother of the house is holding a broom in her hand, what does she symbolize? She's symbolizing a warrior. She's waging a war against dirt. She loves the house because in her house stays her husband, stays her children, who she loves. She doesn't want dirt to infect them. So she has this weapon. She is waging a war of hatred against dirt. She's wiping out everything. So you cannot be loving only, because love automatically starts to implement hatred against the wrong thing. So if I love my wife, I will fiercely protect her with all the righteous hatred that I have in me. I will hate anything that will take me away from her. If it means even to go against my own desires, then I need to protect my love for my wife.
So when you came across this verse, it helped you.
Yeah. Hebrews chapter 1, verse 9 or something. I'm not sure. But in that chapter there is, thou lovest righteousness and hateth iniquity.
Would you say, okay, in those days, this is long back and this is new lingo. We are living in times where people talk this language of mental health and all that. But if we talk about mental health, like different ailments and mental health problems, would you say you had any mental health struggles?
I probably had, but I did not know them.
Exactly. You probably, same here. I had them, but only in hindsight, I know, okay, this is what they call.
Yeah. So clinically labeled as this.
Yeah.
But because I did not know them, I was not probably bogged down by them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, when a problem is visible, it's always there because it's like when you see a speck on a shirt or something, then your attention will go there.
Yeah.
And if it's not there, you don't care until somebody tells you, hey, there's a mark on your shirt, there's an ink mark. Then you say, oh, there is? I didn't know about it.
True.
Yeah. Where did you, while all this was happening and during your journey in adult life, where did you draw your courage from?
I think I drew my courage from, again, crude decisions every day, not just against my old habits, but against lethargy, procrastination, against carelessness, I understand one thing. If I've given time to somebody to meet at 4:30, I don't care who he is. He can be the scum of the earth. But I've given him time at 4:30. I'll meet him at 4:30. I'll rather be there at 4:20 and wait 10 minutes for him to come. and he doesn't come at 4:30, I'll wait till 5:30.
Wow.
And if I don't find him 5:30, I'll probably phone him. Nowadays there is phone, contact and say. But I've had this experience with my friends that they have flouted that sense of decency that I have shown. They gave me the time at 4:30. It was not my need. It was their need to meet me. They wanted something from me. They told me to wait at a particular spot at 4:30. I came there at 4:10 or 4:15, waited there in the heat. 5:30, then I made a phone call, said, why can't you wait? I'm coming. So this is the typical Indian way of saying, why can't you wait? I'm coming. Why are you so impatient? I said, I'm not impatient. I'm wondering about the time factor, Because you gave me the time, 4:30. Now I said, come on, okay.
Were you always like that? Were you always like that?
Time for me was very important.
Yeah.
Because I think if you've given me a time and I'm not able to meet you at that time, then I'm disrespecting you. I'm not honoring you.
So you would say, coming back to the question, what I asked you, what is courage? Where do you draw your courage from? You would say courage is making that decision on a daily basis.
On a daily basis, and maybe a lot of times against yourself.
In what sense?
Against yourself means like there are many times I would like to not help somebody.
Okay.
I know that guy will come and bother me no end to have this thing done for them or this.
Right.
And I know my heart is telling me go and help him.
Right.
Go and talk to him at least.
Right.
But there are voices telling me, come on, you're going to spoil that guy. He's going to keep on coming almost every day. And that's what happens.
Right.
But I have to go against my comforts, my preferences. Actually, I can even tell them that I'm not at home at all. Like I'm in Dehradun.
Yeah.
And they're in Calcutta. I'm not here.
Yeah.
And tell them a lie and get rid of them. But I still cannot come to terms with that. So sometimes I have to go against my own conveniences to make that decision of courage. Sometimes if there is a friend who tells me, hey, there is a good movie that has come in Netflix, I'm watching it, would you come and watch it with me? I'll say, oh yeah, what is the name of the movie? Then he would say something which is probably a very, very exciting movie, and I would say, okay, I'm coming within 5 minutes. And I will make all arrangements to go and sit with him and watch this movie. But in that same time, if there is a friend who says that, hey Dilip, there is a lady next door to us, she's around 78 years old, she has just fallen down from the bus and hurt herself, broken her leg. Would you like to come and help her to be admitted in the hospital? Then suddenly, I have a lot of other emergencies coming in my list, created falsely to ward him off. Said, no, actually, I am already out somewhere. But if there was something to do with self-catering, self-appeasement, then I would find enough reasons to actually cater to myself. But when it is time to help somebody in need, I might find a lot of reasons not to do it. So those are the decisions that I have to work every day to, I don't want public opinion. I want personal interaction. I want personal responsibility, responses to the responsibility. So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's you have to be aware and mindful of your decisions.
Right.
Each and every moment.
Right. If you're a sensitive person, if you're sensitive of others,
right,
this mindfulness automatically is inculcated in you. You don't even have to think about it. You become mindful by default.
Empathetic.
Like right now I'm sitting and talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm very mindful about what comes out of my mouth. In that kind of precision, it becomes very obvious that when you're developing or you're inculcating or you're training up yourself to have those kind of responses to people's needs, those kind of, responses take place without you having to consciously make the decision. The decisions become part of your lifestyle.
So it's like making the decision after a while it becomes a habit, and then it slowly becomes part of you.
Yeah, and you stop thinking about it.
You stop thinking consciously about it to make that decision, but you start responding to.
So somebody phones me, Dilip, I have this emergency come. Yeah, tell me what it is. Immediately it comes out. I want to do it.
Exactly. Instead of thinking of all the excuses in the world to ward him off.
And then later on I might think, I should have made some excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then because of the nature I've developed in me.
You've already committed.
Yeah, I've already committed. Now I cannot back off. And then I, train myself to be happy that I'm able to help.
Yeah. You say train myself to happy. Actually, for me, happiness, to be happy is a very, I would say, vague word.
Yeah.
But just for now, for simplicity, I can use that. I decided, because I used to suffer from depression, and I suffered from depression for a long time, And that kind of, when I say depression, was not motivated to get out of bed, not ready to face the day, feeling apathy around the day, lazy, procrastinating things. But one day I decided, today is not the day to go into that, but one day when I made the decision, man, things began to change from that day on. I'm telling you, you have to decide. I say, and I made it, like you said about certain habits, I started with habits. I said, firstly, I'm gonna talk only good things. I'm gonna, say, people talk about, what's it called? Autosuggestion. In psychology, it's called autosuggestion, that what you speak sinks in. You're suggesting to yourself, and affirmations and all that is part of it. But for us, what it is the scriptures. For some people, it's scriptures. Me and my friend, we were talking, religion, especially in our country, which has given birth to multiple religions, it's the relief to people's mental health problems, if we use today's terminology, And for me, coming back to the affirmations, reading your Bible, reading the promises, repeating the promises. I've been journaling for the last 11 years. When I used to pray and something, spoke to me from the scriptures, I used to write it down. And then whenever I felt, when I say low, it's just a state, and it's not like anything is wrong. You might be feeling a certain thing, or the blues they call it, but it doesn't mean anything has changed. Right. Nothing has changed around you. Yeah. Nothing bad has happened. Nothing bad is going to happen, but you're just feeling that way. What I would do is I would counter that by speaking the promises and speaking positive things, and just, wearing a smile, and the whole thing would change. Next day I would be back on my feet, out and about, interacting, going on with radiant face. So like you said, once you make the decision to be happy, I said, let's decide. I tell my wife, let's decide to be happy. Let's be happy. And it worked. And it's just not like some kind of loose thing, statement.
Yeah.
It works.
In this connection, I would like to say something about difference between happiness and joy. Two are very similar words. I mean, similar in sense, but they're very different.
Very different. I agree.
See, happiness is very much dependent on happenings. So if something good happens to you, you're happy. If something bad happens to you, you're not happy. But joy is way different than happiness. Joy is something that comes from some eternal source from whom you receive this joy, which can determine your happiness, because joy is something that comes from the Lord. The joy of the Lord is my strength when in all the wrong times also,
Right.
it's my strength.
True.
So when does Paul say that? While being chained in Rome in a prison, he says, the joy of the Lord is my strength. I am fettered, I'm chained, but joy of the Lord is my strength to bear these chains, to bear these fetters, and to bear the weight when he will release me. I'm not given strength to break away. That's power. Power to break away. But strength is endurance. People in this world are sick of power. People need strong people to, lift them up and bear them. Strength is what is missing in this world. And power is what we are into. Power trip, that's why. And strength is not a trip.
No.
Strength is a character.
You call yourself a seeker of truth, and yet someone who believes in Jesus, believes Jesus is the truth. Who is Jesus for you personally?
Well, Jesus is a name given to him by not God, but by people. You shall call his name Jesus. That was allotted by an angel to Joseph. Thou shalt call his name Jesus. Why? Because he will save his people from his sins. But the word Jesus, the original word Jesus, which is the Hebrew word Yeshua,
Yeshua.
it does not mean that it does not mean savior. It means salvation. Two are totally different, because when I was in Israel, I was taught that Yeshua does not mean savior. Yeshua means salvation. He is not my savior. He is my salvation. He is not my healer. He is my healing. He is not my blesser. He is my blessing. Once that distance is removed, then the realization comes that Jesus is not a name. You're giving him an office, the office of Savior, Bachane Wala. Again, a person who does something. But who is this Bachane Wala? Who is this Savior? Beyond Savior, when there was no sin in the world, when Adam was not even created, who was Jesus? Was he the Savior? Who was he saving then? There was no sinner in the world. There was zero population. There was no creation in the world. That time in eternity, because if God is eternal, Jesus being God, is that what we believe in? That he being eternal, what is he saving? Who is he in actual form? Jesus is a time-bound name that we have given to him. But who is that Jesus? So we say, who is God? God is the creator. But who is that creator? See, a doctor is not born as a doctor. Doctor is born as a human being. Who is that human being who became a doctor? Who is that human being who became a business entrepreneur? Who is that human being who became a big musician? So behind that name, Paul McCartney and Pat Metheny, there is a human being, and we are supposed to look for that human being. Connection with God is not dependent on him saving me or him healing me or him blessing me. Connection with me and God is my eternal search for him, because he's eternal. My walk with him is eternal. Noah walked with him, and Enoch walked with God, and he was no more. There was more of God and less of Enoch. So the words are very tricky. He was no more. That means there was something more. He was no more. Enoch was not more. God became the more, and he became the less. So, in my understanding, what I'm seeking for is not what I'm I do not need to receive what I'm seeking for. If I have got what I've sought for, I'm not a seeker anymore. But I'm an eternal seeker because God is eternal. So we will come and continue to discover every moment of your life till eternity lasts forever. This is what it is. That is it, never ending. Never ending joy, never ending bliss, never ending truth, never ending wisdom. Some new understanding every day. So come and seek me, and I will, I will reveal to you treasures that are hidden in darkness.
What do we learn about courage from Jesus?
Well, I think, again, the same thing that he, not my will, but thy will be done. That is when he had to show his utmost courage before he went to the cross. In the Garden of Gethsemane was his time for courage. Not my will, but thy will be done. He had his will. Let it pass away from me. He wanted to avoid death. But he said, not my will, but thy will be done. So he willingly willed to do God's will. He willingly willed to deny his own will. And he willingly willed to do God's will. So that is a step of courage. That courage that he...
What can that teach us, you and me?
Because Jesus asked us to pick up our crosses and follow him. That's not a task for the sissies. That's not the task for cowards.
That's not for the faint-hearted.
No. That's a person who has waged a war against himself. He has done the jihad, completely turned against his own agendas, my own agendas.
Own agendas, own desires.
Own desires. Mm-hmm. It's not that you're denying your desires. I have my desires. I acknowledge my desires. But he gives me courage to take desire and lay it at his feet. If I crucify my sins at the cross, I must crucify my good also at the cross. Entire.
What does the Bible teach about not fearing and being courageous?
Again, what we fear is death, right? Main thing that what we fear is death. Lack of money, because we are fearing death. So there are slow deaths that precede that eventual death. Like say, suppose tomorrow my sustenance stops. The money that I receive for my monthly sustenance is barred, stopped. When I receive that notice, fear grips me. Why is fear gripping me? Because I'm dependent on that to survive. And my family, the welfare of my wife and my family, my building, my electricity, all those necessary things every day, things. So what will happen? That question is the start of death in me. So as that particular cycle starts, it takes me eventually to the fear of death, because we start to calculate. Now this month it will not come. Maybe some stock will help me to survive this month. Next month that stock will be wearing out. Maybe I will not be able to survive after 6 months. This will wear out and I'll be on the street with the begging bowl. And why am I with the begging bowl? I don't want to die. There's only reason why people are sitting on the way. So when I see a beggar on the road, I immediately would not tell him, go and work. I do not know his story. I do not know why is he begging on the road. I might be saying that, oh, you good for nothing, you're just lazy bone standing with a bowl. And it may be true. It may be true, I do not know. But who am I to judge him? Maybe tomorrow my condition may be such that I'll be standing with a begging bowl and having to hear all this, nasty words from people who will say to go away. So the fear of death starts from lack of money, lack of food, lack of clothes.
So how can we build that courage and not fear learning from the Bible?
I do not know. I've never faced that. I would not make a statement to actually ride over that right now because I've never faced that. I've faced similar trailers of that situation, but I have not faced that eventual worst case scenario, because I think when there is a worst case scenario, there is a best case scenario also waiting for you around the corner. And this is where faith comes in. When Abraham was standing on the top of the mountain with his nephew Lot, and he showed him both the sides. So you see both the sides. One was green with pastures and well-watered valley and beautiful. And on the other side was arid, barren land. He told Lot, whichever direction you choose, I will go the other direction. We'll separate from here. If you take the left, the arid land, I'll take the flourishing land. But it's not that flourishing land or the barren land, it was left or right. So if you take the flourishing land, I will take the arid land. Lot did not make a wrong decision. Lot did not make a selfish decision also. He made a very calculated decision. I will take the green land. Because he thought not of himself, he thought of his wife, he thought of his entire fleet of servants and his children, and what kind of promises are awaiting there. What we have. I'm here in Dehradun to look for a prospect for my daughter. Greener pasture, right? Not a greener, I don't have the green pasture in Calcutta, I have green pasture here. Some kind of simile is there. While Lot used his natural human, I would not be judging Lot for that. That he was selfish and he was very greedy, so he took that, right side, and Abraham took the left side, and God made rivers to flow in the arid land. It made deserts to bloom and all that. No, there was nothing of that sort written in the Bible. These are stories that we like to put in there. Right? Now, Abraham saw he didn't see the left or the right, because he already chosen something else, far beyond both. Lot chose the right side. That did not make Abraham say, oh, you are greedy. But I know, my God is such a mighty God, and I believe in this miraculous working God. He can make waters flow out of the arid land and make the barren land green. So you will be repenting later on that you chose the right because of the glamour that was seen, but you didn't see God's provision here. He didn't say that. He didn't lecture him on that, because he had already chosen something higher than the left or the right. He had already chosen God. He said, I'm not choosing the right, I'm not choosing the left. Choosing God. I don't care about arid land, and I'm not waiting for a miracle to happen in that arid land where water can flow. Because my trust is on God. I'm looking for a city which is not made by hands, made by God.
Made by God.
Yeah. So that is also what Hebrews talks about in chapter 10, that Abraham was looking for a city not made by hands, but everlasting in heaven. So by faith he moved with his son Isaac and Jacob. They went. So in that lesson tells me that there is He chose the more, and Lot chose the less. By worldly understanding, he chose more. But by actual spiritual reality, Abraham chose the more. He didn't choose the more in terms of material, he chose the more in terms of eternity.
The one who provides.
Yeah.
The one who can make any arid land green.
Right. And not only that, it was not, see, when you read the word Jehovah Jireh in the Hebrew, it is not God is my provider. It does not translate to God is my provider. It is God is my provision. In Him is my provision. And He is not, I'm not looking for any provision from Him. I'm looking for Him who is my provision.
In Him you have everything.
Yeah, He is my provision.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Jehovah Rapha doesn't mean God is my healer. He is my healing.
He is the healing.
He is my healing. So I don't care about my healing, but I care about being in Him, which, in spite of my broken leg, I am in Him. So I consider that is more healing than my broken leg. This broken leg might still continue. Jacob stumbled to the last day of his life. He was a lame man because he wrestled with God. But he knew God. He made sure he knew that God he fought with. And God blessed him with that knowledge. So these are the things that have shaped my journey as a seeker. You know, I would say once you label yourself as a believer, you have stopped learning. You have closed the door for learning. But once you say I'm a seeker, follower, then you're continuously learning. Continuously learning.
You're an ongoing learner and seeker.
Absolutely, yeah.
What is fear in your opinion? Is it real or is it an illusion?
Partly illusion, but fear is very real. Fear is based on your self-preservation, right? The desire to preserve yourself. We have this tendency of eternity right here in this body. We want to be permanent. So we have the tendency of making memorials and gravestones. What do you call the gravestones? There is a word for
Tombstone.
it. Tombstone, yeah, in which we write all the
Epitaph
of continuation. In a way, the here lies so and so great man from here to there. But then why do we write it? Because we want to remain, we want that person to remain in our memory continuously down the generation, you know. So there is a longing for permanence here, while embracing your impermanence is also a gift. It's very liberating. Vacating yourself from expectation also is very liberating. Because if I expect things from you, that means I've already entitled myself to be catered to by you, to be served by you. But if I am not expecting anything from you, I'm going to be free. If I expect that you will take any of this conversation that you hear, and I expect that you will do this, then I'm going to be not liberated. I'm going to speak only those things which I think will gain me. Or, you know, which will not harm me. But when I speak openly with you, I'm not calculating the pros and cons.
So you're being vulnerable.
I'm being vulnerable, yes. In a way, I'm being also not so, I wouldn't so much vulnerable, but I would say more childish, you know.
Childlike, huh?
Childlike.
Yeah.
Not calculating anything so much.
Not so controlled.
No.
Not editing in your mind what you're going to speak.
No. A prepared speech is not a real speech.
Right. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may sound very neat, but it's sterile and lifeless.
True. Does anything make you anxious today?
Yeah, definitely. everything. If my daughter gets a job here, my anxiety will, how will she look after herself? My anxiety will be, how will she cope with the new situation? Will she be bullied? Will she be mistreated? Will she be... There are a lot of things that come in my mind.
How do you deal with these kind of anxieties?
I have to suppress them,
Is there a kind of you have some sort of a trick or
No, no trick.
no trick?
Just suppress and suffer. And then you go back home, something happens, somebody tells you something, you receive a call from your daughter that everything is okay, there are certain things. So I comfort myself. At least there are things happening there. There are certain things that also happen to me. I mean, when I learned to walk, I fell many times. But I climbed back up and started to walk again. So when she moves here, if she does, she will fumble and fall a few times, scratch up sometimes, but I should not deny her those mistakes. Because she is needing to grow. I cannot grow for her. She needs to grow. And she needs to become the woman that she is supposed to be. And if I keep on nursing her and keep on controlling her, I'm denying her the actual growth that she is entitled to.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
More anxiety also, the situation in the world is very, very warlike. There's a sound of battle the thing that happened within India, Pakistan recently, causing anxiety in many people that how can there be a ceasefire so soon? 4 days of war and then it's all gone, it's all... Trump calls up and everybody's quiet. Hey, you guys, don't mess around with each other, sort it out quickly.
Like Big Daddy telling
and then these guys are, okay, yeah. Sorry, boss. So they make it up. I don't see it so simply. This could be a lull before the storm.
Where do you draw your comfort from then in such, when you hear about battles and wars happening around us?
Pray. The only play. And I don't even, I'm not, I know there is somebody in me that is listening to me. Now I'll clarify that.
Yeah.
If you read Matthew chapter 6, verse 6, it has been a very important devotional delivery by me in many recent places, and people have drawn a lot of courage from that.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 6.
Yeah.
What does it say?
If you read the verse in real,
Yeah.
I do not know if there is no Bible here, but offhand I can say, when you pray,
Yeah.
enter your closet
Right.
and shut the door.
Shut the door, yeah.
And your Father, who sees you in secret, is going to see you inside that closet,
Yeah.
and He will reward you. Now here, prayer is not associated with answer. Prayer is associated with rewards. That's a very strange calculation. First of all, if you go to the root meaning, it is not a closet-made architectural place. In the real sense, it is inner chamber of your heart. When you pray, enter the inner chamber of your heart. Because even in a crowded bus,
You can enter that
still
chamber.
enter that chamber and you can be secretive. And it's not secretive in the sense, not secret in the doing something wrong, but you're in secret, you're in yourself now. But God is already there.
Right.
It's not that, and He who is there sees you in secret. That means you're not calling somebody from up there to come in here. He's already there.
Absolutely. And this example tells me, during Jesus' time, Pharisees were going around and they were offering loud prayers in public places. It also reminds me that now Jesus comes and he says God can be accessed directly, like you said, within that chamber in your heart. That you can connect from heart directly to the Father in heaven.
Right. And that Father in heaven is in no other external place, like point A to point B from earth. Point A and point B is heaven. It is not that distance that is there. It is that He is there.
Because He has come down from heaven.
Yeah. So, who sees you in secret will reward you. Now, that never worked in me, because prayers are always associated with answers. Hard work is associated with rewards. Character is associated with reward. But a bunch of questions is not associated with rewards. A bunch of questions, that's what we do in prayer. Why God, and do this, do that, and please help me overcome this. It's like then God answers you and you feel that you're being answered, But actually, real prayer is not that. Real prayer is the character and the disposition of your life. When Jesus prayed, it was written in the Bible that He prayed day and night. But He prayed with children. He prayed. He was sleeping in the boat. He was praying. He turned the water into wine. That was also a prayer.
And I remember one time, the whole day He had been going around, healing the sick, casting out demons.
All prayer.
And at the end of it, sometimes I imagine He must have been so tired. And He goes to the Garden of Gethsemane and He says, you go ahead. I'll meet you on the other side. He didn't have a boat.
No.
His disciples came and took the boat and He went off. And in the wee hours of the morning, they see Him coming walking water. And they were afraid because they thought it was a ghost. And He says, no, it's me. So apart from the miracle and all that, I was so moved when He said, remember, He has been ministering. Like today we see, I've done this and that. And we want to go to bed. But He said He took out time, whatever, no matter how exhausted He was, no matter how far He had walked and how much of ministry He had done, but He took time to pray, communicate with His Father.
Because He was always in a prayerful disposition. He did not need to do this thing called prayer that we do. Even the prayer that He taught the disciples, the Lord teaches how to pray. He never said, pray to me. He said, pray to Father. Our Father who art in heaven. And He included all the necessary things of life.
All the necessary things.
First thing, give us this day our daily bread.
Daily bread.
He didn't talk about seeking the kingdom of God first.
No way.
He said, give us this day our daily bread. You cannot be seeking for God's kingdom on an empty stomach, So I'll feed you. I love you, I'll feed you.
I'll feed you.
And I'll give you the sensations that are required to seek for higher things.
I love Jesus' empathy for the people when He had preached to 5,000 and, they're about to be dispersed. Jesus tells His disciples. Jesus tells His disciples that feed them something. And His disciples were shocked. We don't have anything to feed Him. Where should we get food? He said, go find. And then finally, we know the story. They found a boy who had 2 fish and 3 bread. But the story, the point in that story that moves me is the compassion. When you read the story, we read it for its miracle and that. But once we begin to read it again and again, we discover so much about Jesus' character.
Right, absolutely.
And there's so many moments when we see His human side also, how He felt for the people He loved. When Lazarus died, He wept. How He loved Lazarus' sisters, Martha and Mary.
He was a relational person.
Very relational person.
And so that is what, He didn't come to establish a religion. He came to establish a relationship. So religion and relation are two. So my father used to say, where there is a dearth of...
Thanks, Chris.
Good
Is it
coffee.
okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
I brought some napkin for you in case
Yeah,
your
thanks.
eyes are watering or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is the
I
AC
water-
okay or is it blowing?
No, I'm
No?
fine.
You
Yeah.
okay? Okay. Yeah.
At this age,
Yeah.
my eyes water, and that may
Yeah.
be the first stage of cataract coming in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that the sign?
It could be because the doctors told me
Yeah.
that it may be not. But if there is some kind of virus in your eyes,
Yeah.
it can water also.
Is it itchy as well when it
Yeah,
waters?
it itches a little bit.
Okay.
But that is also the sign of cataract.
My problem is my eyes are dry.
My prayers are cold. My heart is hard. This is a song by Keith Green.
Oh, really? He says, my eyes are dry.
My eyes are dry. My prayers are cold.
You know, you're funny. You're
My
this.
heart
Go
is
ahead.
hard. My prayers are old. But I know how I ought to be alive to you and dead to me. Oh, what can be done for an old heart like mine, washing me up with oil and wine? The oil is you, the spirit of love. Please wash me anew with the light of your love.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's Keith Green.
Keith Green.
He
yeah.
died in a plane crash.
Plane crash. I remember that. Yeah. You know, I want to say, as soon as you started that, I do that often with songs. When somebody says a line or something, phrase like that,
something similar.
immediately,
Yeah.
lyric comes back. Because when I was growing up, I used to listen to lyrics and write them down. There was no YouTube or anything. You know,
No.
you had to listen and write.
Yeah.
So till today, there's all this just, in my head. And like you just began, you make the connection,
Yeah.
You start singing.
Yeah.
Do you think you've lived a fulfilling life so far?
No.
No?
No. I think only when I die, then I'll be living a fulfilled life. Eternal life starts after you finish this temporal life. Out with the income, out with the family things, and, explaining yourself to this guy, explaining yourself to that guy, making impressions, trying to gain brownie points. All the pursuit of all these things have to come to an end.
Does it bother you, all these things?
No, it doesn't bother me because I'm not chasing it. I'm not chasing it.
No, but like you said, you have to say certain things to this, or you have to explain yourself to this.
Yeah,
Like-
it's sort of, there are some minimum expectation in a family. Like when I come late, I have to explain why I'm late to my wife.
No, even about, you were saying earlier, the things you say, because your source of income is attached to a certain...
Exactly, yes. So
you're not being completely free in that sense.
No. Who is free, tell me?
Nobody's free, you think?
Nobody's free. We only say we are free. We preach it with a particular hand raised and hallelujah and things attached to that particular sentence. But deep in the heart, are we free? Are we actually free? Till death do us part. That means to death, only then we are free. The liberation comes to those people who have stopped thinking about this God we need to reach, or this God that came down. Because this is the other. Mm-hmm. The other is not the other. Mm-hmm. It's you, which is not even you. Unlayering yourself, like onion skins are unlayered, what do you discover? You discover a vacuum. I mean,
there's nothing
Nothing.
in the middle.
Now, I am Dilip Dutt. There is no value to those names. It's a story that is surrounding my name. My father and mother gave me that name. I was a sperm cell in my father. What was my name then? What was my name when my father's seed was in his father? eventually it trails back to Adam. I was still there, right? I was still there in Adam. And Adam was in God because God blew into him.
Well, Dilip, called by any other name, would smell as sweet, like Shakespeare said. Rose called by any other name would smell as sweet.
Yeah.
And you do
Well,
smell.
for me, that is, see, I'm going to the technical trip back to who God is, where Adam was Adma, that is mitti, just mitti. God took that, blew into the nostril his breath, and his breath is eternal. Then it became Adam. So that means Adam was already there. It just needed to enter into that frame. But it was in God. And when did God start? It never started. So we are eternal. Even before we were born into this world. If you talk about DNA and all that, we are
We are immortal beings.
Yeah, we are immortal. We never started, we never end. So that's why in Islam also, the hayat se aaya, hayat mein jate hain. We come from eternity and we go into eternity. You know. That way, I feel very liberated in understanding that way. This Dilip is temporary,
Right.
temporary frame, you know, I mean, just an illusion maybe, you know. This Dilip Dutt is even more elusive because it's my family heritage, this generation, that is our bunks, ye hum log ka bunks hai. And we come from this stock, we are Bengalis. So what makes me think I'm a Bengali? My father was a Bengali. That's why I'm a Bengali. My father was a Bengali because his grandfather, his father was a Bengali. The trail back, was Adam a Bengali? No. At certain point in the discourse, Bengaliness was thrust upon them. It's acquired. In the journey of human, you know, anthropology, it's acquired.
Well, it's all labeling. Like
It's
you said,
all
it's all
labeling.
labels
Yeah.
and tags that we have.
Exactly. I told you, stories.
Yeah.
We are carrying stories, that's all.
Yeah. The greatest achievement a man can have is to be himself when the whole world is trying to make him something else.
Yeah.
Thoreau.
Yeah.
Henry Thoreau.
True. So when you realize who you are, in truth, you're liberated. Many people misunderstand this as paganism. No, it is shrouded in a lot of mystery. You know why it is mystery? Because we are not made, it has been made inaccessible to us. The simple thing of you is made accessible to you, inaccessible to you. The simple thing of me is made inaccessible to me. I am now known by other people. I do not know who I am. So I am known only when somebody talks about me or somebody refers to me, and this is what it is. You know, my name, my religion, my language group, my ethnicity. What is ethnicity? It's just a temporary frame, you know, it's an illusion that we give to a person. What is country? It's an imaginary line that we have created. God did not create this earth with countries. He created this earth with lands and water. So that's the reason why tribals talk about land, bhumi, while we talk about nation. Nation is a very patriarchal concept. Land is a very matriarchal concept. Land always gives you, nation always controls you.
You talked about your family and like how, you know, your father, grandfather were Bengalis, and so you're a Bengali. You have a powerful legacy running in the family, you know, 3 generations of ministry and service. Tell me about...
Actually 4.
4 generations. Do you feel the weight of it? Or are you...
I feel.
Yeah, you feel the weight of it?
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
Very difficult. It's very difficult. In certain areas, I have to be discreet. In certain areas, I'm free.
Right.
Because I know there's nobody going to tag me and label me and point fingers at me and box me in a particular label, category. So I'm not actually free that way.
So that puts a lot of limitation and restrictions on you, the way you, what you say, how you move about, how you relate and behave.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
And you feel okay with that? Have you now learned to live with those restrictions or restraints?
I have tried to explain this to myself. I mean, you have to be discreet as how much you're going to expose this on your podcast, that this part may be helpful. So if I am working for IBM, I'm employed by the IBM, and I get my monthly salary from them. My living standard depends on their, salary to me. So that after a while, you gain a kind of comfort that this is coming. At least we do not need to live very opulent life, but we are happy with this make-do thing that is happening. At least I'm able to love my wife, spend time with her. Taking her out for vacations out of the question because money is very difficult to come by. But this is our electricity bill is being paid, managed, gas, and our basic needs are met. And I'm not greedy for higher stuff. So I'm looking for a basic happiness level. So what happens, you become comfortable in that and eventually become comfortably numb.
Comfortably numb.
Like the Pink Floyd thing, line, So you become comfortably numb, and your numbness sort of gives you kind of a strength because you're not feeling pain anymore. You feel that a lot of things are happening, but I don't worry so much anymore.
Yeah.
Not worrying so much. But suppose I'm working for this IBM and I'm getting this to this. Now suddenly there is a question from IBM. I think you're applying to HP, Hewlett Packard, Are you looking for a job there? I'll be very discreet. I'll make sure my source of comfortably numb state continues. So I will not put up on post anything of my secretly going for interviews with Hewlett Packard or with Apple or with Macintosh, other companies. I'll be just trying to show that I am very much with IBM. So same here, you don't work for Adidas and you praise Nike, You just keep on working for Adidas, praise them, so you get the money. Secretly, you can be wearing Nike shoes.
Isn't that hypocritical?
No, why should it be? In everybody's eyes, it is hypocritical. Because you are actually working for Adidas. You're not wearing Adidas shoes, but you're wearing Nike shoes. But are you supposed to be purchased by Adidas? Are you as a person purchased by Adidas? Or are you selling products by Adidas? Am I a purchased product of Adidas? No, I'm a human being. I'm free. I'm not enslaved by anybody. So it should not be it should be hypocritical for them who is demanding my faithfulness to a company that pays me money. I'm not going to use that money to promote somebody else, but I might be wearing something, not promoting them. Suppose I come across a store which is Nike store. I need to buy a shoe. There is no Adidas store around. As an Adidas salesman, I'll go to Nike and make do with a shoe from them. That doesn't mean I'm hypocritical, not that I'm unfaithful. I'm just drawing salary from this. So you work for McDonald's. So as a worker, if you get holiday, do you not go to a Pizza Hut? Or would you not go to Wendy's? Or are you now completely lock, stock and barrel, your whole family, just you are completely
Well,
dedicated?
I used to work at Burger King back in 1999, and I didn't want to eat burgers anymore because
Yeah.
I was sick of the smell, making them, selling them.
Exactly,
every day, and we
exactly. Yeah.
So I always looked for something else to eat.
Yeah. Now, if I am working for Adidas, while I'm working in Adidas, receiving their funds, I should not be publicly speaking against them. It'll go against my reputation as a worker of Adidas.
But you're open to receive compensation, remuneration from other sources. Let's say somebody has a full-time job and is allowed to stay at a school and he's got a job, but he tells the owners, look, in my free time, I'm going to take freelance job as well. So I'm going to go out and work and earn extra
Should
money.
not bother the employee.
Should not bother
Should
them.
not. Because what I'm doing in my free time is none of the business. Right? So if I am sustained by this mission to do the work that I'm doing, have they completely
Owned you.
own me that I cannot question the Bible anymore? Has God owned me to that point that I don't question Him anymore? Or He owns me to that point that I'm free to question Him now? Now you're my son, you can question me.
Let's say, take a hypothetical scenario. Let's say your sponsor's belief system conflicts with yours. At some point, they make a drastic change. Let's say LGBT, or they become accommodating to this kind of wokeist ideology and embrace, whereas you are not.
No. Yeah.
Then how would you respond in that situation?
Then I have to sort of take a risk, walk away. But if suppose, see, at this moment, I do not know what kind of money is coming to me. How much of Palestinian blood is in that money? Or how much of Jewish people who are killed is part of that money? Because Zionism is a very evil kind of thing, which is not at all a product of the Bible. The political Israel, Jesus said, I've come to, not for the kingdom here, but I've come to establish kingdom within your heart.
Right.
Abraham did not look for some square kilometers. He looked for, a city not made by hand. Everything is going against, even Judaism forbids this very strongly. Zionism is a modern day thing that has come up. It is supported by Christians a lot in America. The Christian radicals are into Zionism and all that, and Messianic Jews are into this Zionism, but they are actually going against the spirit of Christ completely. Spirit of Christ was not about grabbing entitlement, it was about sacrifice. And where is that Jesus? No. So if my sponsors are continuing to support war in Gaza, knowing that they are supporting me also, to continue being supported by them, I might be, calling for my own self-destruction.
Right.
Blood. Blood of innocent lives. Am I part of that? Am I contributing to that by my silence?
So you will not want to participate
No.
in that.
No. But again, I would not want you to probably put that up on YouTube because, again, I will lose favor.
Right.
Because I do not know.
Let's come
Right
to...
now, you see,
Go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
right now, you see,
Go ahead.
I do not know from where my other source of income will come. So, before
Uncertainty.
absolutely uncertainty. So, I have yet not embraced my uncertainty completely.
Completely, yeah.
I like to say that I embrace my uncertainties. Yeah, in terms of weather, in terms of, suddenly there is a flood and it just wipes out Dehradun. Oh, what do? You don't fight against nature.
What has been the most challenging thing that you've gone through recently?
This, what I just shared, my source of sustenance. And be more challenging if it might be even, destroying any future prospects if this is sort of going into the publication. So you have to be discreet as how much you need to put forth because you're my brother, you're my friend, so you will not want
Of course.
to, harm my family. That's what it is.
Has there been other challenges that you're facing? How are you doing health-wise?
Yeah, health-wise, I'm facing the challenge of my heart, which is not functioning as good as before. But I think it's because of my sudden change from mountain life and then getting back to city life and getting a little comfortable in the city life. Mountain life, it has this, share of joy because of the pain that it offers also. Without the pain of the mountains, you cannot actually enjoy the joy. Right. So trekking has always been my passion. I used to be a trekker. I have been given awards on that. And today I'm not able to climb stairs to your place properly. It's like angina pain is there. So this is a challenge for me. But I don't undo it. I mean, I don't run away from it. Now, suppose I have to go to a place which is walkable only trekkable. So for you, it might take 15 minutes. For me, it might take an hour. But I'll be there. So if suppose there is a requirement for me to be there at 9:30 in the morning, you might start by 9 o'clock and you'll reach there. But I'll calculate my time.
Do it at your pace.
So I will start earlier.
You'll start earlier.
I'll start earlier and I'll reach there. I've never refused any, appointment on the mountains. Even today, before I came here, I was in the mountains.
So your will is still strong.
Oh, yeah.
And powerful.
Yeah, but my body is not cooperating with me.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Flesh is weak, yeah. That's what it is.
You've come a long way. You've come far.
Yeah.
You've gone through a lot. Through the valleys and the hills and the mountaintops.
Yeah, but what I've learned is be truthful. You don't have to be a hero. Just be truthful. I've always been the center of attraction. Everybody looks up to me for advice. They come to me, you guys, you look very nice. You got a good physique and all that. Wow, man, all that, thumbs up.
Yeah.
This is not happening now anymore. And I've learned to deny those things, So before I used to wear also, I used to have a muscular physique.
Yeah, I remember that. I met you so many years ago.
And so then I was to show that a little bit of a, there is a time for it,
There's
you go
a time
through
for
this
it, yeah.
youth thing. But my youth is still there with me, my heart is young. Not that heart, which is crumbling. Because there is nothing called, this thing which is pumping blood is not even the heart that we love by.
It's a lump of muscle
Yeah,
which is decaying.
yeah.
Somebody who feels lost, afraid, broken, what would you say to that person?
I'll be your fellow traveler. I'm not here to give you advice. I'm here to give you empathy, to companion with you. Because fear and loss is what I felt before. I might feel tomorrow also. There's no guarantee that I will not fear and be lost tomorrow. I will be not in a position to judge him or to give any advice. My advice would be that I'll walk with you. I'll listen to you, walk with you, hang out with you. Hang out as in, have a cup of coffee or, go for a little walk in the park or, listen to some music. The person is fearing and loss is not mine. It's his share of development.
What would you tell your younger self who was so devastated and heartbroken after, getting to know the love of your life is already married and you came home?
I would have not valued my wife if I had not gone through the rejection there. It was necessary. Nothing in my life is a mistake as such, or I would rather frame it this way: no mistake in my life has been unintended. It has been allowed to shape the Dilip that is today.
God makes all things work together for good for them
Yeah.
that love God and are called according to His purpose. So every event in your life was meant to make the Dilip that you are
Even
today.
the day of laziness, day of procrastination,
Right.
even the days when I have thought wrongly, badly, evil things, it was meant to happen. And even today's session was meant to happen.
I didn't know that I was going to sit here across you and, talk to you just so openly. When you were going to come, before you arrived, Vikrant said, you should have him on your podcast. And I said, of course, if, you can carve out that time, and you did. I really appreciate that you made time. Today, you even moved a very important meeting to another day to make time for this.
Yeah, the guy was my classmate. So tomorrow he is willing to come.
I'm glad that you will be able to meet him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we do a rapid fire? Are you ready for it? Or do you want to drink
I've
something?
never been to it, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
If I'm...
I want you to answer within 5 seconds. I don't want you to think. Because thinking, what it does is puts reins on our thoughts. I don't want any... This is unrestrained, unbridled. Okay, rapid fire.
Yeah, but if it is rapid fire, it should not be... There can be unthought of answers, which I might have not worded properly.
Doesn't matter. These are usually one phrase or one sentence.
Okay.
Just take a deep breath before we go.
Okay, let me empty my hand. Yeah.
One word that describes your journey so far.
Lost.
A song that always lifts your spirit.
Jesus loves me, this I know.
Your go-to comfort food.
Nutella chocolate.
If not a preacher, musician, what would you be?
If not a preacher,
Musician that you are, what would you be?
engineer.
Why?
I have fancy with machines.
A place in India that stirs your soul.
The Himalayas.
A quote or verse you often come back to.
Um, I am who I am because of who God made me to be.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
One person from history you'd love to have coffee with?
Pat Metheny.
The most
But not history, sorry. He's
Sorry?
not a historical person. He's still alive.
Oh, he's still alive?
Yeah.
Tell me one who is already gone.
Okay. Can we have that again?
Yeah, one person from history you'd love to have coffee with.
Isaac Newton.
Why?
Because of all the crazy things that he taught us.
The most courageous thing you've ever done?
Most courageous thing? Going against many of my wrong desires to marry the one I'm married to today. And being corrected by her millions of times.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Well, again, chocolate.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
Dilip, before we wrap up, what does courage mean to you in one or two sentences?
Self-abnegation. You abnegate yourself. You're free from fear. It's a process that has not yet completed in my life.
No, when you say self-abnegate, who do you put? Do you put someone before you?
No, I'm just self-abnegating.
Do you want to share any parting words to our audience?
Yeah, embrace your uncertainties. Embrace the mistakes that you have made. Don't crib about them, but look forward to the one that you're becoming.
Embrace your uncertainties. Embrace your mistakes.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. And to
Look forward to what you're becoming.
look forward to what you are becoming. Brother, thank you so much for being with us. It has been a wonderful session talking to you. And sorry it took a little long.
Doesn't matter. I am here.
But I think so. You spoke from your heart, and it was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
And we've been communicating over the years over WhatsApp.
Yeah,
But to
right.
sit down face to face and listen to your thoughts and what your story and your journey is inspiring. And I'm sure it's going to inspire the people who are watching today. Everybody has a different journey. And if this has added value, if this has widened your horizon, please do share it with someone who might want to listen to this podcast, might be interested to hear. And please do like, share, and subscribe. You're watching Courage Coach. Be strong and be courageous. See you next time.